Hey guys, Black Moon TV's back. Back from my summer working. I was way upstate for a good while, part of the summer. Didn't work out the way I planned. I did tell you we were hiring kids to work at the camp, and I did not. I was supposed to hire 4 people to work under me. Only got one. No one wanted to work. And at midsummer we had a lot of employment issues, but the camp ran strong. We finished strong. Everyone had a good summer. But this employment thing, it is literally a legitimate crisis. Don't know where it's from, because we pay people well. And even with a good salary, young 20-year-old people, adults, rather stay home and get unemployment checks. I don't understand it. It's beyond my understanding. I'm not even going to try to comprehend it, but I'm just going to look at this as we're going through a phase, a post-pandemic phase. A lot of people don't want to go back into the world just yet. Flip side of that, I did a couple of weekend trips with my family, and this room service, don't tell all my friends, don't do any trips in America where you're going to stay at a hotel or stay at a resort and rely on room service for anything, or facility services where you need things done daily. It's not gonna happen. We went to Virginia in June, had the same issue. Didn't have housekeeping for like 7 days in our room, 4 or 5 days in our hotel room. My wife was literally washing sheets in the sink. My son diaper leak the second night. She's washing sheets in the sink because they didn't have extra sheets. Laundry service was housekeeping was Coworker friend of mine, coworker's brother-in-law just went to Legoland in New York. Just opened in Monticello, Middletown, New York. It's near where we stay. We went to the Cartwright, and their rates are like $1,000. Starts at $1,000 a night, and they didn't even get a room. They said they arrived like it was like Saturday morning. They were supposed to get a room at 11 a.m. They did not get a room until like 10 p.m. Why? We don't have any housekeepers. We have like one little old lady doing like 100 rooms. It's gonna take you a while. And a lot of people that went to Legoland the same weekend were saying, "Yo, we didn't get rooms." Some people like literally just like, "Give me my money back. We're just gonna leave." Because places like that, you could stay and do activities until your room is ready. So after doing activities for like 8 hours, your room isn't ready. You're not gonna spend $1,000, and you didn't get a room yet. So they just ended up leaving. It's the state of America right now. We are a bit of a privileged class, and we're suffering from it. All right, people that go to these resorts and spend thousands of dollars a day to stay there, suffering from it. First world problems, suffering from it. Anyway, so don't do any trips within America. Go to like Cancun, Mexico. We still have an unemployment crisis that's not being discussed about. They're talking more about Afghanistan in the news than our employment crisis, right? I was meant to go back to work September 1st. It's not happening. Our office will not reopen until January 2022. And that's a target date. That's not a definite date. That's the target we're shooting for, because a lot of people did not get vaccinated. And the firm policy is if one person isn't vaccinated, we all aren't vaccinated. Fair enough, right? That's how they're viewing it. So I'm not going back to work in September. I'll be working from home. My kids are going back to school. A lot of the schools are going full in class. There's no Zoom option, right? Public schools, private schools, no Zoom options. I saw a teacher live in my neighborhood. But what happens if blah, blah, blah? Oh, no, it's full Zoom. If a kid gets sick with COVID, they have to stay home, and it counts against that kid as being sick or being home or being missing school. And I'm assuming they'll make it up eventually, but it's not going to affect the rest of the kids in the classroom. Meaning, like, if my kid gets sick, everyone else goes to school like normal. My kid stays home, and he gets penalized his absent days are from school, right? It does a couple of things. I think the main thing it does, it will make parents realize, okay, I'm gonna be not going partying, whatever. I'm not gonna go to barbecues every weekend with 1,000 million people and not wear a mask. So it's gonna make parents think a little second thought before doing silly things, right? Afghanistan. It's a hot mess. I want to talk about it briefly. I don't know much about it, but I see a lot of people in social feeds or whatever, Fox News, Sean Hannity did a whole thing on it. I didn't even watch it. I just saw YouTube put it up in my thing, and he's very passionate about Joe Biden is embarrassing America with the Afghanistan crisis. It's not a Joe Biden crisis. Joe Biden's been in office for 6 months, right? And that's not even defending Joe Biden. That's defending common sense. Biden's been in office for 6 months. It's something Donald Trump initiated. Something a lot of American people voted on wanting. We want to leave Afghanistan. I didn't even realize we're still in Afghanistan. Half of Americans don't realize we're still there. It started by George Bush in 2001, 2002. I think it was after 9/11 or some nonsense like that. Why we're in there. It has nothing to do with Joe Biden whatsoever. Joe Biden came into office, he looked at this mess. He's like, trillions of dollars spent where? Troops are still dying where? Troops are thousands of troops where? Makes sense to pull out, right? 20 years Afghans people had to get their shit together. We provided them every resource. We provided Afghanistan. I saw something somewhere. The money we spend, the resources we spend in Afghanistan, homelessness would have been solved in America. Poverty would have been solved in America. Right? The infrastructure deal that Biden's pushing through now would even be on an agenda right now if we were never in Afghanistan. Based on the money we spent there. Right? I'm not sure what happened in 20 years. Half of the 20 years, I didn't know we were in Afghanistan as an average American that votes. I didn't know we were there. I didn't know what we were doing there. And then we went in there at some point and we started pulling out or whatever. I didn't know we were still spending money and troops' lives and didn't know any of that was still going on. But the money we wasted in Afghanistan, right? And I'm saying wasted because it was spent for a reason. It was spent so when we left, it'll be stable. It'll be alright. Everyone will be cool. Women could be free. Kids and men, different cultures could do whatever they wanted to do. It wasn't spent so the day we left on Monday, Taliban took the shit back over on Tuesday. It wasn't supposed to be spent like that. Our time and money spent over there was wasted. Because if 20 years we spent all that stuff, money, resources, manpower, lives, to pull out on Monday and then 24 hours later people are fleeing because the Taliban just took the shit back over, what's the point? And I'm gonna wrap that up by saying, like, Americans don't understand, especially armchair politicians, social media people that claim to be geniuses and everything. You don't understand. Vietnam was the same shit. You can't go into other countries, other cultures, and assume they're gonna just obey your dominance or conform to a Western ideal. Don't work like that. Afghanistan could have been fucking Saturn or Jupiter. That's how different the culture is there, right? If people, the Taliban, said, we'll take a backseat for 20 years, right? 20 fucking years, not 20 weeks, not 20 days, 20 years. And be like, alright, bet. America will have to leave someday. They can't stay here forever. And the day we fucking leave, it's literally the same day. They just were like, alright, let's come down the mountains and take the shit back. And they took the shit back. I don't understand why that happened. I don't know if the Afghan people didn't fight back or what. I don't understand. It's not my business to understand. It's not my country. I'm sure my taxpayers' money was well spent over there, and I regret that. I regret the lives lost as well. More important than the money, people lost their lives for a shit mission. It's a shit mission. You can't really win a war like that, right? I watched this video on the geography of Afghanistan. Based on the geography alone, I'm not a military genius. I could look at that and be like, I don't think it's gonna work. It's about 100 different tribes, alright? All different, it's not gonna work. You can only go in one road. The Khyber Pass is the only way you can get in there and get out, and that's controlled by 1,000 different militants from all key areas that we can't get to. We're gonna sit this one out, maybe do some foreign policy stuff on the phone, let's phone this one in. Let's not try to invade and take over and make everything conform to Western ideals. And leave a bunch of weapons there as well, right? So, it's not Joe Biden's fault. I would have done the same thing. Donald Trump, had he been re-elected, would have done the same thing. Let's move on from Afghanistan. Let's learn. Let's not do that shit 20 years from now. Let's not go to like Singapore and try to liberate people there, or Africa or any place. Let's just stay our asses here. That money literally could have been spent in America in the last 20 years. Right? And we wouldn't be looking at homeless people in Manhattan. A pandemic probably wouldn't affected poor people the way it did. Right? And that's a caveat of being a world power and being wealthy. Right? And being too big. Money management becomes almost impossible. Democracy becomes almost impossible as things you manage in a big world power, in a big democracy, in a wealthy country. It's easy to throw $1 trillion at another country and forget about it, when that same money could have been spent here fixing our own country. Right? And that's not taking anything away from Afghan people. I wish them all the best. It didn't work out. It's not them. It's something. It's just the way the country, the geography is of that country, right? And geography and science on the back end of that often get ignored by these military geniuses, these military powers, right? Single look at Afghanistan geography with like one road in, one road out, mountains everywhere, tribes separated by all types of stuff. You're not gonna unify that shit. It's not America. It's not the United States of Afghanistan, right? It's not like beautiful streams separating shit over there. It's like rugged mountains and deserts, right? It's not Joe Biden's fault. It's not even Donald Trump's fault, right? George Bush went in there 20 years ago. I don't know why. He set something up that Obama couldn't get out of. I don't know. It's all our faults, I think.